Hello.
Are you able to see it on YouTube?
Yes.
The session is visible?
Yes.
Awesome. Just give me a second. Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's session of the Hybrid Finance Blockchain. Today, we're going to talk about the concept of hybrid NFTs that we are launching. Shinam, I hope it's clear, audible, audio and video.
Yes.
Awesome. So please keep posting the questions as and when anyone posts it. So when we look at NFTs, right? So you can like NFTs, you can hate NFTs, but you can't really ignore them anymore. A lot of people thought that NFTs are going to be like a passing phase, but they just seem to be increasing in value. And we have today the top brands, whether we talk about Adidas, Coca-Cola, Louis Vuitton, McDonald's, Nike, Pepsi, Samsung. Everyone is trying to get into the NFT space. In fact, very recently, Mahindra, one of the car manufacturers, they've also started with their own NFT series. Now, what are the problems with the conventional NFTs? That's what I'd like to start with. So when we talk about conventional NFTs, Shina, we'll have to mute. Yeah. So when we talk about conventional NFTs, some of the biggest problems firstly are plagiarized works. So somebody just copies somebody else's creation and tries to sell it as their own. Then you can build fake collections. There are a lot of spam NFTs. There are fraudulent NFTs. There are also rug pulls where some organization may announce or a creator may announce an NFT series and then people put money and then suddenly they vanish. One of the biggest problems is also something called wash trading, which basically means a small group of people, they are constantly buying and selling that set of NFTs. So when anybody outside the group looks, they see, wow, there is so much volume. So many people are buying and selling this NFT and the price is going up. And when you go and buy, you suddenly realize it's all fake. The NFT doesn't really have value. It was just a small group of people trying to inflate the pricing and the volume. So these are some of the biggest issues, and we believe that this can be solved. So what we are doing is we are announcing hybrid NFTs. What does that mean? That this is a special category of NFT where you get the complete intellectual property or the copyright license to use this NFT for commercial purposes. So let's take a very simple example. So let's say that you're an artist and you have created this really nice character, right? It could be any kind of, let's say, a cartoon character. Now somebody who buys the NFT of that, they get the copyright license, which means they can use that image that you have created on commercial things. So suppose they run a restaurant, they can use that cartoon as the logo for that restaurant, or they can print it on merchandise like coffee cups, or they can put it on the menu cards. So it is kind of just like a licensing deal. Like, let's take an example. So you have Gucci shoes, and then you have Disney, which licenses the Gucci shoe company a Donald Duck image. And now they can put that Donald Duck image on the shoe and sell it. So that's a commercial use. Now, similarly, we want to enable all artists to be able to do this, right? And it's not just about artists, it's also about authors, movie makers, musicians, and all other types of content creators. Now, let's take an example of an author, and you'll wonder, why would an author need to do something like this? So I'm an author also. I've written a lot of books in my life. Now, if I give those books to a publisher to publish, to translate, most of the revenue is kept by the publisher. I get a very small amount. That's a harsh reality. Now, suppose my book is popular. Let's say I've written a book, The Crypto Playbook in English. I can now create an NFT for the rights to translate this book into Spanish, Hindi, Mandarin, any language. And I can sell that to you as an NFT. When you buy that NFT, you are able to translate my book and sell the translated version. The commercial copyright license also goes with you. So we took an example of an artist, then an author. What about a movie director? So let's say you're a popular movie director and now you want to fund your next movie. What you could do is you could tell your fans that you can get a copyright of my forthcoming movie. So hundreds of people can be part owner of the copyright, and whatever revenue is generated by the movie, you will get a percentage of that. Now just imagine if 40 years ago you had part of the copyright for Sholay, a very, very popular Hindi movie, or let's say Mission Impossible, a very popular English movie. you could make a revenue from this throughout your life. And in fact, copyright is not only during the life of the creator, but 60 years after the death of the creator also. So it's a very long-term right that you get. A musician also, instead of going to a production house, they can fund their next album from their fans itself. So that is the basic concept behind a hybrid NFT. Any questions?
No questions.
Okay. Shinam, do you have questions? You can feel free to ask also, or whatever thing you think people may want to know about.
I'll ask.
Sure. So, like I said, the main thing about a hybrid NFT is this perpetual intellectual property or copyright license that you are getting. And because all the creators of hybrid NFTs are going to be verified, so we believe that most of the scams, frauds, rug pulls, and other things that are happening today can actually be prevented and detected. Now, another thing some people were asking was that how do we stop the wash trading? Now let's try to understand what that means. So in a wash trading, what is happening is there is this group of 10 people, right? And they can create multiple addresses on the blockchain because that doesn't cost us any money. We can create as many addresses as we want. So let's say our NFT is on Binance. Now we can create hundreds of addresses and then keep showing that the NFT is moving between different people. So when anyone outside looks, they will say, wow, hundreds of people are trading in it. But in reality, it is only those few people who have just created a lot of fake addresses. Now you can't do that on the hybrid finance blockchain because every address there is verified. So we do a KYC for every address on our blockchain. So now we won't allow anyone to have multiple addresses, spam addresses, and thereby even wash trading can actually be prevented. So these are some of the core benefits or the features of hybrid NFTs. Of course, now today is just the first announcement. Very soon we are going to be talking about some of the new NFTs that are going to come up under that. And in fact, we want to invite. So if you're an artist, you're a musician, you're a movie maker, you are an author, you're a content creator, and you want to monetize your creations and bring your fans into that network, then get in touch with us. We'll work with you and we would love to have you as part of our first cohort of issuers of hybrid NFTs. So, many questions?
Will these artists who will issue NFTs with Hi-Fi, will it be, the collection will be limited only for Hi-Fi exclusive collection?
Do you mean to say on other blockchains?
Yeah.
Oh, no, definitely. So we believe in doing this on multiple blockchains. But like I mentioned to you, we need to be careful about the way in which the addresses propagate. We don't want a lot of fakes coming in or people doing wash trading. So over the next few days, we will be working with our first cohort of applicants, and then we will be telling them about how exactly this will be issued. Any other questions,
No.
Okay. So those of you who are going to be watching this video later.
Yeah, I have 2 questions. Traditional NFT also behave in the same way, right?
No. So what happens in traditional NFT? That's a very good question. Now, traditional NFTs, let's look at a typical digital art NFT today. When you buy the NFT, what are you actually getting? So what they say is that you can prove by looking at the blockchain that this particular image is held by you. But what does that really mean? It actually means nothing. Because unless you get the copyright to use that image for commercial purposes, what is the point? Like, let's say there is a celebrity and the celebrity says you can buy my digital picture, but I could go to the internet and download 100 pictures for free. The celebrity is not giving me the rights to use his or her image for promoting my business, and that is what's important to me. But in a hybrid NFT, it is compulsory that the creator is giving you intellectual property, allowing you to use that image for business and commercial purposes. So that is the biggest difference between a conventional NFT and a hybrid NFT. Hope that answers your question.
Yeah, there's another one from Ritesh.
Sure.
What would be the kind of protocol to verify the creator, the NFT issuer? And would it be decentralized verification?
That's an excellent point. So like I mentioned to you, when we look at the hybrid finance blockchain, one of our core features is 100% support for KYC, anti-money laundering, and CFT. So there are multiple ways in which identities are verified. So for example, we as a platform will also onboard some creators. There we do their verification. Moving on, as large organizations start to become a part of our blockchain. So let's say a bank joins the hybrid finance blockchain and the bank says, I want to onboard 1 million customers. Now in that situation, what happens is the bank has the KYC data at the back end. They don't disclose the data to us, but they say that these are the number of, say I want 1 million addresses and these are the names of the people with it. Tomorrow, if there is a case or there is any dispute, at that time the bank will disclose the identity of those people, not till then. Similarly, a large corporate could onboard customers, any corporate entity could onboard. So onboarding can be done by multiple entities who are trusted in themselves. And whenever there is a dispute, at that time, the records of the address or the owner of that address are actually made known. I hope that answers your question, Ritesh.
Another question with the existing question from Prajot. Introducing KYC compromises the blockchain, right? As blockchain maintains anonymity.
Let me explain to you that that's not really true. So when we talk about anonymity on the blockchain, most blockchains are what we call pseudo-anonymous because they actually maintain a listing of all transactions done by each and every address, right? If you really want anonymity, then you have to use privacy blockchains like Monero and others. There, even your transaction and other details are kept completely hidden. But this is the hybrid finance blockchain. So if you don't want any KYC done, then don't use hybrid finance blockchain. Then you would use a typical DeFi blockchain like Binance or like Ethereum, a decentralized finance. That's not what we are doing. We are bridging the world of centralized finance and decentralized finance. And that's the reason hybrid finance comes in the middle. So we have realized that the reason that the biggest organizations today, whether it is banks or whether it is large companies, why are they not using blockchain so much? Because they don't know the who is behind an address. Imagine if a bank ends up dealing with a blacklisted entity. The bank could lose their license. Globally, their business could be shut down. So they have to be extremely careful. We want to bring these organizations, we want to bring the regulated world also on blockchain technology. And that is why we have set up the hybrid finance blockchain. So yes, when you come onto our platform, there will be KYC. Although, like I told you, it's not like your identity is shown to the whole world. Your identity is disclosed only when there is a dispute. We have a proper dispute resolution mechanism. They will decide what is to be done in a particular case. But that's the way hybrid finance works. I hope that answers your question.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, as of right now.
Okay, no problem. So those of you who are going to be listening to this session later, please feel free to post your questions below this video. You can also post it on any of our social media platforms and we will respond to you. And I would like to invite all content creators. Why don't you get in touch with us? I'll have another session where I'll explain in depth how exactly this would work step by step. And we want to onboard all of you because we are launching the copyright marketplace. It is going to be the first of its kind in the world where content creators will be able to monetize their copyright. And we invite you to be part of it. So I hope a lot of you will get in touch with us. And Shinu, if there are no other questions, then we can end the call for today.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. And I wish all of you have an excellent